What up, Bulls Nation? Peck here. We got a live CHGO Bulls pregame coming up right around the corner. Bulls at home tonight before their 6-game road trip, taking on the Brooklyn Nets. The Bulls winners of 3 straight coming into this one. Coby White leading the charge with 6 straight 20-plus point games. Josh Giddey will not play. Vooch, however, back in the saddle. We'll break down tonight's matchup next. What's going on, Bulls Nation? Welcome in to CHGO Bulls pregame. Coming to you live from our studios here in West Loop, downtown Chicago. I'm Peck, Bulls_Peck. That's Big Dave. Bam. BAWL Sports. Back in the saddle. 4-time NBA champ, Uncle Will Perdue. Queen of the controls, one and only Katie Duffy. What up, Katie? Hey.
Hi.
Will, welcome back. It's been forever.
Hi, Will.
What you been doing?
Playing a little golf, hanging out.
I told you. I told you.
Always. Always the golf.
I wanted to be sure I was fresh for the home stretch.
Oh,
Yes. Got to be fresh.
Oh, it's so funny.
No, that's great. Can I leave for a couple weeks so I can be fresh for those last games in April?
That's why it's funny. You haven't been here, Will. You don't know what's been going on. Some stuff is going down, man.
I've been watching from afar.
Oh, yeah? What did you observe? What did you see? That you liked, I guess. By the way, I've missed the Purdue pause. I was trying my hardest to maintain
Dave
the
was trying to
Purdue
keep it alive
pause.
for you while you were gone.
I'm trying to hold it
Well,
down.
I mean,
for
there's
you,
so
man.
much I could say, but I guess basically SSDD.
Got you. All right, I got it.
I don't.
Same shit, different day.
Oh, right. Yeah. Good call. Dredd saying Uncle Will is back. That's right. Devin saying Purdue automatic goon of the night. Well, that would require the Bulls picking up their 4th straight win, which is possible. These Brooklyn Nets are a beatable team. Bulls and Nets 1-1 season series split coming into their season series finale tonight. However, have not seen each other since early December. So obviously a lot different for each of these squads. The Brooklyn Nets made a couple of in-season trades to steer themselves in a new direction. And meanwhile, for the Bulls, let's start with some injury updates because we do have some new intel from Billy Donovan, who met with the media before tonight's game. Josh Giddey is going to sit out tonight with that ankle he sprained in their game on Monday. We were talking about it a little bit yesterday. Goat and his fellow beat members talked to Giddey at yesterday's practice. Sounds like it's not as bad as they originally feared because of the amount of pain he was in leaving that game.
Shut him down.
Yeah. Well, he's still got to earn that contract, Will. How can they shut him down?
Yeah, he'll be back, Will. He'll definitely be back.
Just kidding. Clearly, this last stretch of post-All-Star break games was enough of a sample size to throw a big bag of money at Josh Giddey. So the update today, this came courtesy of our own Willie Gottlieb.
What's the word I'm looking for? The sincerity in that.
I'm always 100% sincere, Uncle Will. Giddey is not having significant pain during this rehab. He will travel on the Bulls' upcoming 6-game road trip. Billy Donovan says, quote, there is some optimism, end quote, that Giddey could play on the Bulls' upcoming 6-game trip. In addition to that, Lonzo Ball remains out with his sprained wrist, and of course, Ayo on the shelf for the rest of the season with that shoulder surgery. Nets, meanwhile, Noah Clowney out with a sprained ankle. DeAnthony Melton has been on the shelf for a while with that torn ACL. So coming into tonight's game, Bulls are getting healthier, and we're still waiting on official starting 5. You would assume Vooch goes back into the starting lineup, but now you're out Ayo, you're out Lonzo, you're out Giddey, so you're probably looking at Trey Jones and Coby. Modest is probably going to be in there, and then Vooch, who's the 5th starter?
Dun, dun, dun.
That's the question. I mean, it's the $1 million question.
Kevin Huerter, maybe?
Red Velvet might get a shot out there.
Red Velvet.
Yeah.
Is that Herter?
Yeah. It's his nickname. You didn't know this?
I didn't know that.
That's literally his nickname, man. It's
Okay.
Red Velvet. So So yeah, I'm very interested to see who he decides to go with. Billy loves the guards. We know this. He hearts guards.
Yes, he does.
As the children might say nowadays.
All right, let's have a little fun with this.
Okay.
Let's put $1 on this.
$1.
All I got is a 10, Will.
Oh, I'm sorry you don't have petty change.
No small bills out here, Big Will. I like setting him up.
$1 on who the 5th starter is going to be?
I didn't know Big Dave had it going on like that.
Oh, Will. Always.
It's a whole lot you don't know, baby.
I mean,
this man flies first class.
This is true.
He doesn't carry any small bills around.
He's true. Travel Dave is a whole different beast. It's a whole different beast, seriously.
I would guess Herter starts.
So you're going with Herter?
Yeah. I can't imagine.
I can't say Patrick Williams.
Right, Fish said Pat starting?
I can't do that. I can't do that at all. With the guards that are out, I'm going to also say Kevin Herter.
And it's not like he's going to start Vooch and Collins together.
Yeah.
He's terrified of the 2 big man lineups. He almost never goes to them.
I'm going to go with Velvet. Yeah.
All right. I want to go against both of you, so it'll be 2-on-1.
All right.
So it's $1 for you, 10 for you, and $1 for me.
Sounds good.
I'm going with P. Will.
Okay.
Will, you think they're going to start? You think P. Will and Modest in the starting lineup together, which we haven't seen yet?
I would like to.
I got an inkling, and I will honestly say I do not know.
Got a hankering for some cowbell. I got you.
But
need more cowbell.
It's something that we keep hearing. Like, well, the Bulls need to take a look at this because guess what? Modest, your rookie 11th overall draft pick, who's showed some promise. Obviously in the team's long-term plans as of right now. And so is Patrick Williams, who they just signed and has currently 4 more years on his current contract. And I was just watching one of those little fast break hits from Casey earlier today, Casey Johnson, saying, for my sensors, there is not much of a market for Patrick Williams, nor will there be this offseason as far as trades.
We'll have an answer before our show's over. Right?
Yeah, and I'm like, yes. that's putting it kindly.
Yes. Wow, that is wow. Okay. Yeah, Pat's here. Like, we're stuck with him. It's what it is. I can't even think of a trade that they could make that they would say, yeah, give me P. Will too. It would be a throwaway for a lot of teams, but I mean, the Bulls have him. They sounded a contract. They believe in him. They still think there's something there. So they got the opportunity to continue to grow him and hopefully find out if he has a pulse. And that's all we can really do, Will. Like, serious. I'm serious. Like, that's really all they can really do is hope for that. And AK has said, on the Give Me the Hot Sauce podcast, he felt, he dropped the age on us. Shout out Mark K. He dropped the age that he was 23 years old. And he said he felt like he was still developing, which in turn, made me want to throw something at a screen because I'm like, we're going to year 6, bro. Like, what are we doing? So, but they still have faith in him. They still believe in him. That lends itself to what you're saying as far as him being the starter tonight, to give him another opportunity to see what he has.
We'll see. I like Katie's answer. I don't have $1 because I don't carry cash. She's the crypto queen.
Yay, crypto.
There's
crypto
no
Katie.
crypto. There's no crypto. I just live in 2025 where I don't need cash.
Hey, shout out.
I am usually in the same boat, but I've been carrying cash for the last week because I freaking lost my wallet last Thursday. Real pain in the patoot.
I was carrying it because I pay cash to get my car washed.
Ooh.
I don't give them cars. It's all cash. It's a cash transaction.
Cash only?
Yeah.
Cash is still king, baby.
My barbershop is cash only.
Yeah. I just got into paying them through my card like that.
So in other words, your barbershop is a front for something else.
Could be.
Let's go.
Who am I to judge? Cut that hair, sell those drugs. I don't care.
It's a one-stop shop.
As long as you're not trying to implicate me in anything.
Right, exactly.
So while we are still waiting for that official Bulls starting lineup to drop, Purdue, it's been a minute since we've caught up. The Bulls have been doing some winning recently.
Yeah.
They're 5-5 in their last 10.
Yeah.
They've won 3 straight.
Yeah.
Lotto odds be damned.
Oh.
It is all about going to that play-in and then maybe from there the playoffs. What do you make of that being this team's strategy and vision right now?
Well, let me start off by trying to be positive.
Okay.
I know a lot of people say that I'm critical, which I think I am, but I'm also, my wife said I'm a realist. I try to look at things in a clear lens.
Sure.
Right? Not with rose-colored glasses.
Yeah.
Depending who you ask, that makes you a hater, Will, because I hear that all the time.
Okay, that's fine, but
Well, Matt.
well, let me do it this. Let me also throw this out at you. I was reading an article late, because as a golfer, I'm always trying to figure out how to get the advantage, and
it's a flex.
One of the things I was reading this article on is that you have to be really careful about always trying to be positive because it's not realistic, right? Actually, always being positive can actually make things worse than actually better, right? If you like a baseball player, you strike out 4 times in a row. Oh, I'm still good. I know what I can do. You got to break down the issue and find out where the weaknesses is.
Sure.
Instead of just stick with it. You'll be fine. Just, keep swinging at all those bad pitches. Eventually you'll make whatever. But my point is, I think in the professional sports business, you have to ask yourself, what is your ultimate goal?
Mm-hmm.
And I know some of this is repetitive, but I feel like, and I keep saying this, the Miami Heat, the Chicago Bulls, the Los Angeles Lakers, the Boston Celtics, the Golden State Warriors. Mm-hmm. Your goal is different than a lot of teams. Mm-hmm. I mean, and not your ultimate goal, but your goal should be to be a contender every year. Now, I know technically that's unrealistic because of the salary cap and all that stuff, but those should be your aspirations, and I understand that is what Arturos is talking about. Mm-hmm. So what I say, and I want to be positive, is I want to give this team credit for overachieving because they actually have. What was the number in Vegas? 27?
Yeah, 27, like 27 and a half, something like that.
And where are we now?
They're at 27 right now.
Yeah, so
with whatever, 15 to go, 16 to go.
Vegas's job is to be right majority of the time. All those nice hotels weren't built on winners.
No,
all right? So they've overachieved. So that means that they're making progress. The only issue is they're making progress on the wrong season. Mm-hmm. Okay? But if you're going to just say, hey, we're trying to win as many games as possible, because when Matt and I were talking on the phone, there's a reason why P. Will, when he had a 24-minute limit, only played 11 minutes last game. Mm-hmm. Billy's trying to win. So Billy's at a point now where he looks around and he goes, no Zach, no DeMar, guys that I got to play. I'm pretty much free reign now. Now, we don't know what's being said behind closed doors, but at this point, because of his substitution patterns, you guys, I've been watching from afar, so you guys correct me if I'm wrong, but as of late, and not just this 3-game win streak, have you been a little more comfortable or understanding of Billy's rotations as far as who he's playing? Because you're looking at it and going, that guy's in the game because he's actually playing well.
No, I get it. I understand why he's putting those in. Do I like it? No, but I understand it.
Right, but do you feel
he's trying to win?
Yeah, you're not sitting there scratching your head. You're like, I get it.
Yeah, no, I
mean, I think some of it was born out of necessity. Like, Vooch was on the shelf with a calf strain, tightened whatever, for like 9 games, 8 games. So we see a lot of Zach Collins. We're like, oh, this Zach Collins guy is looking pretty good. He can play. You're out, obviously, Io, and then on top of that, Lonzo, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, well, and Zach being traded, we're like, we need somebody else in the back. Here comes Trey Jones. Hey, Trey Jones looks like a player. So am I comfortable with Billy's lineups and rotations these days? Sure, yeah, I guess. I think they could be tanking harder than they are, but that's just me.
Yeah, they could be. Let me go back to something you said because I philosophically disagree with you about positivity, obviously.
Okay.
Because for me, when I talk about positivity, and you'll use that analogy of, being a guy who's going 0 for 4 at the plate and, I still can do it.
No, you can still do it, but you got to step back and be
realistic. That's my point. I still have that philosophy. That doesn't mean I'm not going to go try to bust my ass and correct what's wrong. But I'm going to go up there with the philosophy that I'm going to get this hit every single time. Every single time.
Oh, yeah, just like when we take a shot more times than not.
I think it's going in. When we play a game, hey, man, I'm here to win. I don't care who's on the other side.
But
I'm here to win.
Your swing could be broken. Your shot,
sure,
the mechanics.
But
I'm
not naive. It's not naive though. I know what's
there's
wrong.
There's a lot of people that are naive.
Again, correct. I'm just talking about me right now. I feel and what it is.
Yeah, but you're a special breed.
Well, thank you, Will Perdue. No, I know it's real, bro. Like, and
I mean, usually people like you are encased in glass.
better break it for in case of emergency, Will. Gonna need me, baby. But no, there's a realness for me when it comes to that and having that kind of mindset. Because whether Matt knows it or not, he's positive all the time because he's competitive as shit.
Yeah.
And so Matt wants to win all the time. That's a positive mindset, whether he knows it or not. But yeah, like knowing that, but knowing your flaws and knowing what you got to work on and knowing what you got to do is different than continuing to eat cake all the time. You're all the time.
Well, a lot of
you
people
will catch
just like
diabetes
to eat cake.
and die.
But that's my point. But you're the guy like when you're at a stop sign and you're having a bad day and you're like, this sucks. And you're the dude over there.
Dude, literally on my way here. Well, first of all, I ain't that. What is that? What is that? What's that, Will?
How do you do, fellow kids?
You're the guy just to be a pain in the ass will roll down your window and
Well, first of all, I ain't doing
kids,
this to roll down my window.
This
Cars have
movement right
changed
here
a little
is
bit.
how someone used to roll down their window of their car
Cars have changed just a
in
tad.
the 80s and 90s.
yeah, but you still got to do that so people know what you're doing.
No, that's true.
Roll
I
your window
agree.
down.
I still do that.
You're the guy that will lean over and be like, do you have some Grey Poupon?
Yes.
And laugh your ass off and everybody be like, what? And you just peace out, brother, and take off.
That's an ass. I would never do nothing like that. But it's funny that you would think that about me, Will. We need to hang out more is what I'm hearing.
So now all of a sudden, you're changing your approach on how you evaluate this team.
Mm.
Because the guys that they talked about needed minutes are getting minutes.
Yes.
Okay.
And simultaneously, some of the theoretically young guys that you need to evaluate who you drafted, parentheses, Julian and Dalen, aren't.
They're out. Well, especially Dalen.
Julian's gotten some tick.
Yeah.
Dalen's basically been put on the show.
Listen, but I'm going to say this, okay, and I think you guys will agree, but begrudgingly because you're a fan of these players at the same time. But I think we know who those players are at the moment.
At the moment. Okay, that's fair.
I'm not saying futuristically. I'm just saying at the moment.
No, that's very fair.
But that's also why I was saying I think Billy's just trying to do one thing now, win.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
And he is basically looking at his roster and saying, these are the guys I'm going to play. Now, one of these guys that he's playing is not playing well, then Dalen will get some tick.
Yeah.
Okay? Then, Julian will get some tick.
Yeah.
Javon Carter may get some tick.
Up by 40.
Okay?
Launch a 3 or 2 in the final minutes of a blowout.
Yes.
Swaggy in the comments saying, I've got no problem with Billy playing the players that keep earning their minutes. Somebody in the comments meanwhile saying, why aren't we starting Collins? Vooch doesn't deserve to start. Vooch is starting tonight.
Oh, my God.
Along with Trey Jones, Coby White, Matas, and Red Velvet, Kevin Herter.
Boom. Pay up, Perdue.
That's right, baby.
That's some bullshit.
I put 10 on it, so you owe me 10.
Look,
No, I said 10-1. You were dumb
know.
enough to not have $1 in your pocket.
Yeah, how dare I got more money. My bad.
Bulls fans feel differently about whether or not Vooch has earned his minutes, his contracts, has earned the trade.
I get what the fans are talking about because Vooch has earned his minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, but there's no question who he is.
Right.
Okay. But I can also tell you this. If Billy didn't think it was better off having Vooch in the roster on the starting lineup than Zach, he would put Zach and bring Vooch off the bench.
I agree, given how much the evidence is in front of our faces that Billy's trying to win.
Yeah.
So, I just think that it's time for us to just listen. There's nothing we can do about it. They're going to be in the play-in.
Nothing we can do. Yeah, it's happening.
As much as I don't think that's the right approach, and as much as I disagree, all right, because it's. I know this is apples and oranges, but it's as simple as, hey, your diet sucks. If you improve your diet by eating this, it'll improve your chances of living past 90 by 6%. Give it to me.
Yeah, hand it over.
If you lose a few more games, it'll improve your chances of getting a top 4 pick by 6%. I don't care if it's 0.5%. You do it. Just like if you put this fuel additive in your car, you'll get an extra 6 miles per gallon, which means that you'll get an extra 90 miles per tank. And at $3.29, which I paid today, you do whatever it takes.
It's off the top of his head. Shout out.
Well, I mean, I don't walk around with a bunch of tens in my pocket. You know?
That's why he only has $1.
That's only
He
has
rolled
$1
up a stake.
because he knows.
Well, I got more than $1,
And
but
that's the regular fuel. That's not premium, ladies and gentlemen. If it's $3.29.
that's all a farce as well.
Let's go. Let's go.
But my point is that when you should be doing what is necessary to give yourself the best chance. That's just like when you walk into Vegas, right? You're like, should I play the game that only wins 1% of the time? Or should I play the game that wins 12% of the time? I mean, if you got millions of dollars and a bunch of tens, play the 1% game.
All day long. You know I'm rolling with the 1% game. You know, them tens be on
Because then when it wins, you're running around the casino. I told your ass.
Boy, I'm going to be in your grill, Will Perdue.
I won 50, but I spent 600 to win 50. But I won.
Winning's winning.
Winning is winning. The Bulls have done a lot of winning. Let's just take a glance as we're talking about their destiny of the play-in, Katie, that Eastern Conference standings playoffs, if you have those. So, here you go. Obviously, Cavs are running away with the 1 seed, Celtics and Knicks 2-3. Bucks, Pacers, and Pistons all tightly there together at 4, 5, and 6. One of those three will have home court in the first round and have some healthy distance between Detroit and Atlanta in that 7 seed. Atlanta, Orlando, Miami, and Chicago there are 7, 8, 9, 10 in that play-in tournament range that Bulls fans become so comfortable with. But that 27 and 38, you're too shy of moving from 10th to 9th, which we all know Jerry would love because that means you're hosting the first play-in game. Orlando's there at 3rd. Like, the Bulls could theoretically go from 10th to 7th in this play-in tournament. They're not getting to 6th. That is off the table.
Yeah.
They could make some movement in this play-in tournament and better position themselves to win their way out of it. We were chatting earlier today, Purdue. Look at those 3 teams. Any of those 3 teams that they could face in the play-in tournament, Atlanta, Orlando, Miami. 2 of their last 3 wins are against 2 of those 2 teams in the Magic and the Heat. And Atlanta is Atlanta.
Yeah.
Bulls-Hawks is always crazy. It's always a toss-up.
Always.
There's no defense played. We saw it in the play-in tournament last year, and the Bulls won convincingly.
Yeah, any of those games can happen. I feel that way more so with Atlanta than I do the Heat. I just feel when it's time to win, I'm going to put my money 1%, $10, on Eric Spoelstra.
Well, there you go.
And he's going to take away what you like to do because it's money time. And when it's money time, I'm going to bet the bank on a guy like Eric Spoelstra to take away what the Bulls like to do because he continues to do it every single year.
But I also like to coach at Atlanta, too.
Okay, go ahead. Tell me about it.
The same type of thing.
Meth Dad, as we used to call him. Shout out John Safe.
I don't know about it. I don't know about the glasses he wears.
Those red frames, man.
I mean, he's making a statement. I get it, but I also like but here's the thing. As Matt and I were talking earlier, in a 7-game series, I'm picking the other team. But in a 1-game series, it's a crapshoot, dude.
It's a crapshoot. It's a toss-up.
Because here's the thing. Kobe gets hot and drops 44. Guess what they're playing? The second play-in game.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's just the realistic truth of this whole thing is with 1 game, anything can happen because it's just who would have thought that the Bulls would have went on this 2-game trip and won both games against teams that are better than them on paper.
On paper, yeah.
But they're not playing better than them.
No.
Bulls are playing much better than them.
Bulls are playing well.
There's something going on in Miami that we don't know about. But
I think that there's just a certain amount of like defeatist attitude there, like post Jimmy trade.
Okay.
Like, because even when Jimmy would be on the shelf, injury management veteran who's lazy management, whatever. When Jimmy's not playing these regular season games, they're still like, well, Jimmy will come back and then we'll gear up and then we'll make a playoff run. Like that was the Heat culture MO for like 4 or 5 years with Jimmy at the helm. They get past the drama of Jimmy, and now it's just like, okay, well, how much can we really like Heat culture scrape and claw our way? Because what is the likelihood of that playoff run happening if you don't have Jimmy, the all-star, at the front of it? Oh, look at that, $1.
First of all, we want to talk about the billfold this dude pulled out.
Risk.
Them ain't just ones. All right? You want to sit over here talking all that?
I didn't say I had only one.
This is the crispiest $1 bill I've ever had in my life.
Dude, this was printed this morning.
In my basement.
Oh, my God.
I didn't have time to throw it in the dryer.
Oh, man.
Is that you?
Oh, wow.
Oh, my God.
All right. Well, so we know Uncle Will's counterfeiting American dollars.
You notice how George has got a little wink?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I did.
That's nice.
Oh, my God. That's Christopher Walken. That ain't him.
But so, like, this is a very beatable Brooklyn team that the Bulls are facing, gents. I mentioned they're 1-1 on the season split. Their one win came in early December. Giddey had a triple-double in that game. Modest had a then high 20 points off the bench.
Woo.
But then, of course, he beat that when he put up 24 against those Miami Heat. But this Brooklyn team is more complete as far as its pieces that they usually have available tonight. You got D'Angelo Russell starting, Cam Johnson, Zaire Williamson, Nick Claxton, and the recently returned from injury Cam Thomas.
Oh, my
who,
man.
when the Bulls took an L to Brooklyn even earlier this season, way back on November 1st, jog your memories, Cam Thomas put up 32 in that game. This dude can score.
Didn't he score 40 against the Bulls last year?
That
Last
could be
year.
true.
That
Yeah.
could be very true.
Didn't he go on
check
that
that.
streak of 40-point games?
Yeah, like wild. And everybody was like, yo, who is this Cam Thomas guy? Well, he missed nearly 2 months at the middle of this season with a badly strained hamstring. But when you see what he does when he's back and healthy, he's been back for 5 games now since that long absence. And in 3 of those 5, he scored at least 23 points. So between that, Cam Johnson, Russell, Clax, like this Brooklyn team is not like, yes, they're steering towards the bottom as opposed to trying to fight for a play-in spot. That is very evident right now. But that doesn't mean it's an automatic win for the Bulls tonight because they do have talent.
No, they have real talent. And he scored 32 in the last game against the Bulls.
Yep.
And 28 before that. No, I love Cam Thomas. It's one of the people me and Will the Go Gottlieb talk about because we love this dude. Because he is a scorer, a pure scorer. I love when he was in an interview recently and they asked him about assists. He had a game where he had a lot of assists. And they were like, well, what are you doing differently? And he was like, I'm not doing anything differently. They're just hitting the shots when I pass them the ball. It was like, if they would hit more shots, then I would have more assists. That's all. And I'm like, that is a shooter's mentality answer right there if I've ever heard it. Because that means you're just like, well, you do it because I can go ahead and score all the time. You can give me 10 assists because you shot the ball when I gave it to you. He scores. That's it. And does it in a myriad of ways, man. The mid-range game he does it from. The three-point shooting he does it from. He can elevate. He's an athlete. Like, he can go up and dunk on you. The layups are always pure. Also, like, I think he has the right kind of youthful energy around him on that team. With guys like D'Angelo Russell and those kind of players, like, I think that's the right kind of setup for him. But, yeah, man, like, if he stays healthy, he is always going to be a problem in this league, man. And I really love watching him. I'm honestly glad he's back tonight. We get to look at him.
So, you've got that. You've got D'Angelo Russell out there. It'll be interesting to see who Billy pairs up on who when you're talking about the Bulls backcourt and who's going to check who. Because the other thing about this game is that it could get a little squirrely. And by that, I mean, we know that the Bulls like to get out and run and are one of the best or better teams in the league at scoring off of turnovers. Mm-hmm. Brooklyn is a turnover-heavy bunch, just as the Bulls have been this season. The Nets are averaging nearly 14, or their turnover percentage is nearly 14, which is 28th in the league. So the third worst team turnovers-wise in the NBA. But they also are top 5 in forcing their opponents into turnovers at an opponent turnover percentage of, that's right, 14. So the Bulls play fast. The Nets play slow. Slowest possessions per 48 in the NBA, but both teams are turnover happy at times and then can get out and convert on those turnovers. I think who does a better job of controlling the ball, limiting turnovers tonight is going to have a significant leg up.
Yeah, and it's funny because these are both kind of young teams, but Brooklyn feels like young team. Like, I don't know who their Vooch is. Like, their Vooch is like D'Angelo Russell. So, like, the way the Bulls play is a little bit different. You can see it in their kind of style, and it's more free in Brooklyn. It's more freestyle and guys just going for it. I love Cam Johnson. I got Bulldog. He loves Cam Johnson.
Yep.
Definitely a shooter for real. Like, yeah, they're slow, but when they get out on the break, as you mentioned, getting those turnovers, they're going to convert those, into points. So that's their way to do it. They're also slow because D'Angelo Russell is there as well. He's not, the speedster. He likes to kind of slow it down.
He's in no hurry.
No hurry at all.
Yeah.
And he'll slow it down, and he'll pull that three from top of the key. He played well against the Bulls last time. He was in L.A. I think he had 28 points against them. So, yeah, he is solid against the Bulls. And the Bulls, are guard heavy. And I'm curious to see who's going to be the one putting the pressure on the rim for the Bulls and trying to attack them, because with Giddey out, then it puts the onus on guys like Coby, puts the onus on guys like Herter and the other guards that they have to attack the rim. So I'm interested to see how they go about that.
They'll also obviously miss Giddey's work on the boards tonight.
That's true.
So who will step up and fill that void? Quick note. I saw that it will be 28 to 30 minutes limit that still is with Vooch tonight as he moves from that bench role Monday into his normal starting role.
Okay.
And we were talking earlier about Billy, giving minutes to guys who are earning them because they're helping them win versus evaluation.
Mm-hmm.
Very curious to see how many minutes Pat plays tonight after that game on Monday.
Yeah.
And
who's the first off the bench.
Yeah.
Like, I want to know that too. So I think he'll get more of an opportunity against a team like this with a lot of guys who kind of match up with him size-wise. So I think you'll get that opportunity. Like, you mentioned Cam Thomas, Cam Jordan is his size as well. Like, they have several players on their team that can match up with him size-wise. So maybe Billy goes that way defensively with them. And, yeah, he's trying to win. That's all I know.
Trying to win. Believer in the comments saying, good to see Uncle Will. Been inspired to hit the like button. Good. Share the love. As Katie said, it doesn't matter if you're looking for a tank win or a real win tonight. Either way, hit the like button.
Yeah.
Katie also mentioned earlier in the comments, we do have a fun announcement for you guys coming up in postgame tonight about an upcoming event. So be sure to tune into postgame for that and our breakdown of tonight's game. Also, while you're watching this one, if you haven't taken advantage of that CHGO Die Hard sale yet, now's the time. The sale ends tomorrow night, just $36 to sign up to become a CHGO Die Hard with all the incredible discounts and perks, the free shirt, discounts to our events, which, speaking of, that CHGO Bears Draft Party, nights 1 and 2 officially launched today. Those tickets are available and at a discounted price for our diehards. Also, shout out, I heard from our buddy Kevin Kadick earlier today, we surpassed the 3,000 mark of CHGO diehards. So shout out to each and every one of you.
All right.
Right there, man.
Bunch of sickos just like us.
Come on, baby.
We love each and every one of you. We appreciate it. Sign up. That sale ends tomorrow night. We will see y'all right back here for postgame. Make sure you follow Will the Goat, Will_Gottlieb for his reporting on tonight's game. He will join us in postgame. Hit the like. See Red be good. Dollar.
See Red.
We all silly like the mayor.